Hi, welcome,
Hello, how you doing?
Isaiah. I'm Miranda. I'm going to be your counselor today for the session.
Okay.
I'd just like to talk to you a little bit about confidentiality.
All right.
Anything that you talk about in this session will be confidential, and I'm held as a social worker and by our code of ethics to keep, everything that we discuss private and confidential.
So no one will know about what's going on in here?
Yeah, under one condition.
Oh.
That's, if you happen to tell me something about causing harm to others or to yourself, anything like that, then I would have to report that. So that's just to let you know that. Yeah. So I understand you're having some trouble at your work that you'd like to talk about. What can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I'm a plumber, and I've been working there for a little under about 3 months, and I got a couple guys that I work with. They've been there together for about 12 years, and they have a lot of fun and with each other. But I'm usually the center of the bully. I get bullied a lot, and I just kind of get tormented and like picked on, and sometimes I feel like I can't do anything about it. I don't. Situation's out of my hands, and I can't do anything. And they're older guys, and I respect them and everything, but the bullying and me getting frustrated throughout the work day, and I just feel like I can't control my situation.
Okay, so would I be correct to assume that you feel a little intimidated, maybe, by these older, more experienced coworkers?
Yeah, they have better knowledge than what I do, and sometimes when I say what I think, they just kind of laugh at me and kind of like go do their own thing, and then my thing usually comes out right, but I just kind of like feel like I'm a little lost because they're the older people. And, a little intimidated.
So it sounds like maybe a little underappreciated too. Sounds like you have some input that maybe they're not really respecting that and kind of not really taking that into account. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to talk a little bit more specifically about kind of what you go through? What kind of is the biggest, I guess, what has prompted you to come to counseling?
The other day I got Donnie threw a wrench at me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't do anything.
Okay. You didn't do anything
back
or say
back.
anything?
I just kind of like, maybe it'll go away. And I don't know, and then the next day he just kind of kicked me in the shin or something like that.
Okay.
And then the other day Eric pushed me down. I don't know, it's just stuff like that. And I don't want to do anything back because, the boss is going to respect the older people over me, and I just don't think I have anything I can do to protect myself.
So it sounds like maybe this bullying started out as more verbal and emotional, but now it's kind of gotten physical.
Yeah, it's kind of turned into physical, and I don't want to do anything. And I'm scared because I haven't told my boss anything about it.
Okay.
If I go confront him now, then I feel like he would think I need to tell him earlier.
Okay. So maybe you've kind of let the situation
dwindle too long.
Get a little too far. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about any resources that you feel that you have in the workplace that you could use to kind of combat this problem. So maybe, do you have any other coworkers?
I have a buddy, Johnny, but we don't work together all the time. And but he's a really good guy. He's my age. He's worked there a little longer than I have.
Okay.
But he's seen it happen a couple times. And he's like, "Why don't you stick up for yourself? Why don't you do this?" And I just feel like he doesn't understand where I'm coming from and trying to respect the older guys.
Right.
And then I feel like maybe my boss could help me, but I'm just kind of scared to talk to him and really explain my situation because I feel like I might get fired. He'd get angry and then fire them, and then they hurt me in a worse situation.
Okay. So you're kind of more worried about the other physical reciprocations that they could do to you outside of work, even possibly,
even
if you went to your boss.
Because I mean, they drop me off at my house, and you know, so they know where I live, and I'm kind of scared if I do tell my boss, you know, they could go even farther.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. They are your transportation to work. These guys from work are.
There was one day I usually drive to the shop.
Okay.
And then they could take me, but 1-2 days my car was down, and they picked me up at my house.
Okay, so they're not your usual transportation, but they do know where you live now.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that this is something that you would ever go to the police about, or are we still? Is it still
I
kind
don't
of?
think it's to the point where they would ever kill me or anything like that.
Good.
I just think they could be physical.
Okay.
And just could beat me up or whatnot. I think I could defend myself, but I don't want to. I just don't think it needs to come to that point.
Right.
And I feel like the more and more they pick on me, the more and more they hurt me, and more they think it's funny, the more they're going to do it. And I don't know how to work with that. Okay. I don't know what to do.
Okay. Have you ever had this experience at any other job or earlier in your life of bullying?
I mean, I would say in football sometimes, you know, the older kids would, you know, just have fun in games, and I just let it happen, you know, not really do anything, and it usually dwindle away. Nothing too serious of someone throwing a wrench at me, you know.
Right. Definitely.
But like I feel like I just in the past experience, I just let it go, you know, just kind of let it go. But since this is my job and I've been there for like 3 months, I feel like it could go longer, you know.
Right. So today you'd kind of like to talk about how you can find some ways to stand up for yourself. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or what I need to do, or how should I do it, or how should I go about it.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. What exactly would you like to get out of as far as the goals for, maybe goals for this session specifically, and then how about some goals for, we can talk about later on down the road, and what you'd really like to get out of this. So we want to find a way to kind of cut back on the bullying, or just to be able to stand up to the bullying.
Well, I mean,
what would you say?
Kind of standing up to the bullying.
Okay.
What I need is, how should I say it so they don't get mad or make fun of me even worse? You know, is there something I could say to them without sparking anything worse, you know, or how should I go about it, or I don't know, maybe they don't even know that they're bullying me and I'm affected by it. So, I mean, I don't know what to do.
Okay, so maybe talking to your coworkers.
Yeah, that would be one, I think.
Being able to stand up for yourself and being able to do that in a positive way that doesn't invoke any other physical harm or anything else. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's kind of think about how you would go about that. So, what do you think would be an ideal situation? What would you like to do when the bullying happens?
I like to tell them that, hey man, I don't appreciate it. You know, I appreciate them treating me like this. Right now I'm kind of feeling underappreciated and stupid, because sometimes when you throw a wrench at me because I make some dumb comment or something like that, I don't appreciate, it's not appreciated, and I don't think that's the right way to act.
Okay, so your ideal comeback would be to just calmly tell your coworkers how you feel about that comment or about that physical act. It sounds like if they're throwing things at you, to kind of tell them that in a calm way. Okay. Yeah. And what if that doesn't work? What else do you think that you could?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could talk to them in the car ride.
Okay.
On the way back from work, saying, "Hey, I need to talk to you. I need to."
Maybe taking them aside and kind of out of the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking to them immediately after it happens is something that you could work on.
Yeah.
Maybe taking them aside and talking to them at the end of the day, or maybe one-on-one more privately. Okay.
It's when they get together.
Okay, that's the main issue.
It's kind of, they just like, they think it's funny. And I'm the, you know.
And they feed off of each other.
They feed off each other. So like, I think, you know, Donnie's a good guy, and I think Eric's a good guy too. I just think when they feed off